And at this time, we welcome the Nebraska Cornhuskers under the direction of head coach John Cook. Also joining us are student athletes Mikaela Foecke, Annika Albrecht, and Kelly Hunter. We will start with opening comments from head coach John Cook, followed by questions for the student athletes. The student athletes will then be dismissed, and we will open up for questions for Coach Cook. Coach, your thoughts?
I told you guys all week, Penn State and Nebraska bring out the best in each other. Said it was going to be an epic match. It was. Everybody should have got their money's worth. Ratings should be up. You guys have great stories to write. And you know, this team never ceases to amaze me with how resilient they are and how much fight they have and how hard they work together. And, you know, we could have won it 3-0. We could have lost it in 4. I mean, it was just point-by-point battle, and we had the mindset going into this. We knew that's what it was going to be like. And, you know, I think the Big Ten prepares us for matches like these, and, you know, there's never any panic on our side, and they just continue to grind through it. And it's a great win, and just really happy for these guys. They just showed what they're all about. That's why they're Big Ten champions.
All right, thank you, Coach. Reminder, when you ask your questions, to please identify yourself and your media affiliation. So we'll open it up for questions for our student athletes.
Aaron Reese, Kansas City Star. For any of you all, I mean, what advantage do you feel like the crowd presented for you in terms of fighting back from some of those close, almost defeats?
I mean, obviously our crowd is a big, important part of us, and having so many Husker fans here is great, and to see them representing and cheering us on is always something really special because we have such a great following. But I think that it kind of comes from within us, and we did a really great job tonight as coming together as a team, and the crowd kind of brought us up too.
Jeff Sheldon with the Omaha World Herald. Ani, I know down in Kentucky you'd had a rough game 3, I think, before you came back and came up with some big swings in game 4. They had kind of bottled you up a little bit through the first 4 sets tonight, too. You had some big swings in game 5. What was your mindset going into the 5th?
It was just to reset and refocus. I talked with Kelly, and we worked on a different tempo for a set, and I talked to the DSs and told them just to be there, and I'm just going to take rips. I was like, there's nothing to lose in this game. Penn State was supposed to beat us, so just take rips and trust that my teammates are there for me.
From the Lincoln Journal-Star. Annika, what's it like to play in a sport where you can feel like you almost have won the match, and then you can feel like you've almost lost the match, and you can have a great play and you can have a bad play?
It's kind of forgiving to know that if you make a bad play, it's fine, it's over, and then you can make another play. And it goes the same way if you have a great play. You have to know that the next play that play doesn't matter the next one. So yeah, I would say it's fun, it's exhausting, but it's a thrill.
Same question to you, Kelly. What's it like to play this sport?
Basically what she just said. You know, no matter what, there's going to be the next point unless you're at the end of the game. So it gives you a chance every single point to feel like you're fighting for something. And that's what we set our mentality to in that last set. We said every single point of this 5th set is the national championship point. We need to think like that. We need to play like that. And that 5th set was probably our best set of the whole match. So I think it's a great sport for that reason. You get so many chances to be great and so many chances to show who you are as a player.
Kevin Barnett with the Net Live. Kelly, for you, in those big moments, there were so many close sets here, deuce opportunities. How do you go about your approach to the offense before the play starts when you guys have to have a side out on your side?
Yeah, I mean, just with our group that we have great passers, great hitters, and so my first thought is I could set it anywhere, and I trust whoever is going up, but other things, it depends on who's blocking and what our game plan is, and who's up in the front row, where we want to go. So that's the second thing, is just looking at the block, and then third thing is going with the pass, taking that set wherever the pass takes you. So it's just kind of, it all changes. You can have this plan to set so-and-so on a perfect pass or whatever, but it's never going to happen that way. So you got to have plan B, C, D.
What was the broad game plan? What was the broad game plan, and how did you execute against that?
Yeah, for us, our broad game plan every single game is to just have a balanced attack, try to run quick in red zone as much as we can, not too outside heavy, but today we wanted to go quick and up the middle and try and get our middles one-on-one because sometimes they're outside stand on the pin. So we just wanted to try and get one-on-ones anywhere we could. Having a middle attack is always great because it slows down the block. They're thinking about that first attack rather than getting a good move to the pin. So I think for us, middle is just what gets us really going.
Derek Johnson, Volley Mob. For anyone up there, what kind of lift did Kenzie Maloney give you in the serving game, and really a lot of your DSs coming off the bench?
I mean, I think it's great to see her succeed like that, and she works on her serve day in and day out, and she's been super successful for us come the end of the season down this stretch, and the way she yo-yos teams really gives them fits, and I think that we're really lucky to have her.
Yep, right here. Yep.
Chris Tobolski, prepvolleyball.com. This is for Kelly. Last year in this match, you guys did not play your normal game, did some strange things, I remember your coach saying. How did you guys prepare for this match any different if you did? And the second part is, when things were going against you guys out there today in games 2 and 3, did you have any flashbacks, anything to say to turn that around?
Yeah, I mean, we prepared for this game the same way we prepare for every game. We focus on our side. We serve and pass like crazy. We side out. We play defense. So our preparation was the same. But as for any flashbacks to last year, there were none. This group this year is just so in the moment. And, normally we're pretty even and pretty relaxed out there, and we got a little excited. It's normal. It's the Final Four, and that's totally going to happen every single time. But we came back from it, and we've worked a lot on mindfulness and breathing and stuff like that, and I think that really helped us today is coming back to the moment. And in the end, we were saying, hey, this one point, this one moment is the only moment that matters. If you don't win that one, then you win the next one. So we were just trying to really go point by point, and the only thing we were thinking about was the present moment.
Okay, last question here in the front for our student athletes.
Kelly, you guys talk about Penn State with a lot of respect, and yet you have never lost a match against Penn State. Is there a special kind of satisfaction to have a win like this in the Final Four over them?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it every single time. Penn State's a great team. To win 4 national championships in a row is just ridiculous. So we say they're the team to beat, but, Nebraska might be the team to beat too. So it's been really cool to get to play them so many times and have that great Big Ten rivalry and come out on top. And tonight was a great match, and it was just so much fun to play, whether we were losing or barely up or up by a lot. So they're just always so fun to play, and it's a great match to watch.
Oh, okay, last one for our student athletes. Yep, right here. Mm-hmm.
Lee Feinswalk from volleyballmag.com. Kelly, can you describe and take me through the last play from watching the serve come at you and what happened from there, please?
What happened?
Finally got a kill in it.
Oh, yeah. I think I honestly was thinking I haven't really dumped in a while, and to trying to keep them honest, and the pass was tight, and it led me there, and I finally got a joust that I won. So honestly, I was a little surprised. It was a great way to end the match, but yeah, it was awesome.
All right, thank you, Mikaela, Kelly, and Annika. And you can head back to your locker rooms. And as a reminder, the locker room is open for additional interviews for student athletes not here with us right now. All right, questions for Coach Cook? We'll start right over here with you.
Don Patterson from Volleyball USA. John, it seemed like Kelly tonight really distributed the ball well. A lot of good choices, a lot of times when she got great looks for your hitters, and also she stood in unbelievably against some of those Simone Lee rips on the line. Can you talk a little bit about what she did tonight, both setting and defense?
Well, at the beginning, she wasn't playing a lot of defense, so we reminded her she had to do that. And we made an adjustment with what we were doing, so that really helped her. And I just saw she got 23 digs tonight. But Kelly's a competitor. I mean, she's beat Penn State 7 straight times. I mean, you tell me anybody ever in the history of volleyball that's done that. And I don't know what it is about her when she plays them. But, again, they always bring out the best in us. She's a great competitor. And we knew, and she knew she had to play really well tonight for us to be able to beat Penn State. I mean, and I think that's, you look at Penn State, they got 2 setters making decisions, trying to figure out how to get kills and who to set. And, we got 1 setter, Kelly, doing it. And I think sometimes, with 1 setter, your team can flow a little bit better. And she's running the show, and she's setting things up, and she did a great job tonight.
your freshmen, Lauren Stiverins and Jazz Sweet, seem like they played pretty poised for a Final Four match. Does that surprise you at all?
No. Those guys have been doing that all year. And again, I said the Big Ten, we're in wars like this all the time, and it prepares them for that. And I know Jazz was really excited because this is like her hometown. And so it's, I think she was pumped up. And, and she struggled a little bit for a while, but, man, she turned it on in the end. It was great to see. But those guys compete. And Lauren made some huge plays for us in some long rallies, got a couple blocks that were just really great plays at huge points for us to help us get momentum.
Over the back.
Fritz Rosenberg, the Net Live. At the end of set 4, can you walk us through your thought process in electing not to challenge that call?
Oh, where's the question from? Okay, say it again.
The thought process at 24-23 in the fourth, electing not to challenge a close call.
Yeah. So I was already 0 for on 2 of them, and Russ won all his. So I wasn't feeling the momentum on the green cards. But I looked at my team, and so a couple of them are saying, yeah, touch. Of course, Jazz is saying it because she hit it, and Kelly's looking at me like, I'm not sure. So she's the one I trust. So I went with it because I thought if we got to a 5th game, I may need that thing, and I wanted to try to protect it.
Right here in front.
But it was a very difficult decision because, it was a huge point, but their look in their eye, I trust Kelly. And Ani, too. Ani's looking at me like, I don't think it was a touch. So those are the guys I went with. I didn't go with the other guys.
Right here in front, Coach.
What did you think of the atmosphere that your players kind of had greeting them in this game?
Well, this is awesome. It's a record 19,000, and Kansas City, and there are a lot of Husker fans here. And, for those of you that don't follow our program, there's 1.8 million people that were watching this thing tonight in the state of Nebraska, and they're following this team, and you can see how many Nebraskans came down here, and this is what makes it so cool about being a Husker and coaching and playing for Nebraska, because it is such a big deal. And, regardless of what happens in the finals, this team will go down as a legendary team in the chronicles of Nebraska volleyball history. And Kelly will go down as one of the greatest setters ever to play at Nebraska. And so just those guys have done an amazing job. And like I said, they'll be legends. They'll be talking about this team for a long time.
Right over there in the back.
Brent Wagner from the Lincoln Journal. John, what's it like to coach in a sport where you can be close to winning and then close to losing and then win?
Yeah, I was just trying not to get upset that we didn't win. We could have won at 3-0. We had our chances, and I told them then. They say, yeah, Coach, we just were enjoying playing, so we kept it going for a while. But and that's just sport, and that's playing Penn State. I was having flashbacks in this whole thing to 2008. Same thing. We got in the 5th game with them, and we got to 11-11, and then we kind of fumbled it away, and today we finished it. So it's just, look at a year ago in the regional final. We're down to our final point, and find a way to come back and win. We're down 0-2 and come back to win. It's Penn State, and so I just mentally prepare, get ready for a long, drawn-out battle. And again, credit to Penn State, and again, they're a great program, and those are some great players they have.
Hunter Atherton, you had her come in on the 3rd set, and she played the last 3 sets. She did have 4 serve errors, but it seems like she was really keeping Penn State out of system in the game. Was that a big effort for you in terms of serving and trying to keep Penn State out of system?
Well, we started with Haley Densberger, and nothing was happening, and then she just looked really tentative as a freshman, and so we went with Hunter, and Hunter goes for it. So she brings a mindset. Even though she makes errors, she's going for it, and she got us a run to help us win Game 3. And I know those Penn State passers are worried about her serve, because we see it all the time, and it is high error, but it is a gnarly serve and she doesn't know where it's going. That's one of the reasons she misses a lot, but it's very difficult to pass, and it stresses teams and stresses passers.
Hey, Coach, Kyle Walton from Around the Block podcast. 90 digs for you and 76 digs for them. Were you surprised at kind of how the side-out game ended up going, and like in terms of what you thought the game was going to be? Did you think there was going to be that many digs?
That's a lot of digs, but you know we have to win serve, block, and defense. So that's we pride ourselves on that. It's what we've been. That's our strength all year, and it's our identity that we have for this team. And we got some great defensive players back there, and Ani and Kenzie and Sydney lead that, and we have to be relentless because we're not the most physical team. We don't have the most physical hitters. And that's just the way we go. Our goal was to hold Washington and lead to 250. We almost did it. Probably would have done it. We could have won 3-0, but that was our goal, was to try to maintain those guys because they're player of the year in the Big Ten, and Washington's their first team All-Americans. So we did a pretty good job defensively.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach, and best of luck on Saturday.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, the Nebraska Cornhuskers will continue their season on Saturday, taking on the winner of our next match between Florida and Stanford.